Let's get to the business news now with Nona Peltier. Hello, Nona. Cinema software company Vista Group is needing to raise capital. I mean, how much does it need?
Like $65 million. $65 million, it's a lot. So, well, people aren't going to the movie theaters, Lisa.
Well, they can't, can they? And it seems like they won't be able under level 3 either. So this obviously makes their position pretty difficult.
Yeah, so they provide the software that runs these cinemas, and of course their companies are the companies that buy the software have no money to pay them. So they're working with their customers. They're expecting the cinemas to perhaps stay closed until the end of the year, but they're planning for them to be sort of progressively opening through 2021. And in the meantime, they're kind of thinking, what could we do to make some money? And so one of the ideas that was discussed on the investment call today, was perhaps offering, sort of an Uber drive-by, pick up some movies popcorn to enjoy while you're in the pleasure of your own company at home. Who knows?
Interesting. Okay, well, on the job front, the number of job ads is well down, as we would probably anticipate. But what are the actual numbers?
They're not very good. I almost hate telling you, but the numbers fell, and this is just in March, 30%. These are job ads, right? Not actual jobs, but advertising for jobs. Yep. And that compares with 8% drop in February. So we were already seeing that weakness. March, 30%. And the job sectors, now this sort of surprised me a bit. So the number of ads, the biggest job, the loss was mostly in the area of sports and recreation, which I guess isn't particularly surprising, and then closely followed by tourism and hospitality. That kind of did surprise me. I would have thought that would have been the worst sector, but not necessarily. And the statistics, which are gathered by the BNZ Seek Employment Survey, they're saying that if you looked at the Australian data, they would give you an indication of where we're heading. And in that country, it was down at 65%.
Eek. What else has been happening on the markets today?
Interesting again, there was some terrible data out of the United States in terms of some job numbers and retail sales, factory production, and so forth. This did not encourage people very much. In fact, the retail sales and manufacturing output fell by the most in 74 years. That's huge numbers we're talking. Anyways, of course, that raised the fear of a deep recession, not surprisingly. And so that market didn't do very well. And that mood carried through to Asia. But for some reason, New Zealand was somewhat resilient to that. And so our market index, the top 50, rose 0.6%, 63 points up to 10,473. Now that compares with the ASX, which I looked at a little bit, not so long ago, was down 1.5%. So it didn't, but it did manage to drag us down because we were much stronger earlier on in the day.
Oh,
this is a pattern we typically. And the dollar. Now we are a little bit weaker there.
We're just losing you a bit there, Nona. So quickly try and give us the dollar, but the Skype machine is doing some funny things.
59.5 US, 94.8 Australian, and 47.7 British pence.
Brilliant. We got all of those. Thanks, Nona. That's Nona Peltier joining us via Skype for your business news.